Welcome to your daily dose of astrological insight and inspiration for Friday, the 11th of October 2024. I'm intuitive evolutionary astrologer and psychic tarot reader, Crystal, the Crystalline Priestess. Now, we have quite a day ahead of us. Let's get into it. Okay, my love, so today is the day Pluto goes direct. Now, I did say yesterday that we would actually be having Pluto go direct tomorrow, but then I did my research and I literally went through by minute and I found the exact moment that Pluto goes direct, and it turns out that it is late, very late, I must say though, Friday night. So it is happening at 10:34 p.m. on Friday night. We are having Pluto go direct, so that's very interesting. It is a Friday night. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign for people that are going out. I do feel as though there is a potential for definitely chaos if you don't have your wits about you, let's just say that. So, my loves, we're going to show you two charts for today. I'm going to start off with the morning, because the morning we have a very intense, powerful T-square building. So at about 9 a.m. we're going to be waking up straight away on Friday with this knowing that things feel different, that things are hitting different. We're feeling the changing of a major sign today. Not changing sign, but you know, it's going direct last time ever. So we've been dealing with such huge Pluto closeout phases that we're feeling this, and it's a major subconscious, just innate, behind the scenes, in the background, almost knowing this innate feeling of holy hell, things are really being sparked into change really big time at the moment. And so the moon at 20 degrees of Capricorn has that opposition with Mars in Cancer, who's now in shadow, whilst they square over with Chiron, who is in Aries, 21 degrees. And so we are having to really deal with some pressure today. We're having to deal with these self-worth, I think, issues that are coming up around not feeling as though we've got enough done, not feeling as though we have the power, the strength, the wherewithal to get it all done. I feel as though Jupiter's literally just gone retrograde. You know, we've had Jupiter go retrograde yesterday, and then really late tonight we're having Pluto go direct. And so that switching of the gears has got us, I feel, needing to really focus on something that is going to feel positive, because it feels like there is like a huge, and that's what I think, while we're having this really big sort of like T-square moment, which is brief because the moon, you know, moves a degree every 2.5 hours, and so, you know, it's brief. But at the same time, we have Venus, who is making that really lovely sextile to the moon at the same time. And so we're having to really work through our values once again. We're having to really work through what matters to us. I feel as though with this opposition between the moon and Mars in Cancer, Capricorn, we've got this, especially with Chiron being included in the mix, you know, and the sun, we could almost call this a grand cross, because the sun is literally at 18 degrees of Libra. So that really is pretty much a grand cross, a grand cardinal cross that we have today, right before Pluto moves, or Pluto goes direct. I don't know why I keep going to say that, but right before Pluto goes direct. So it's almost like this final boom moment. I'm seeing someone who's like struggling to get the lid off a jar, and then all of a sudden, like, they open the jar and the jar sort of like splats out with like shit everywhere. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, okay, the jar's open, but holy crap, there's a mess. This is a mess. It's like, yeah, I got what I wanted that was inside, but I have to clean up all this mess now. Like, there's almost like baggage, I think, that's coming in today that we weren't expecting. Emotional baggage, particularly, I think, with that opposition to Mars and Cancer. With the Knight of Wands coming out, I do feel as though we are really feeling the exhaustion coming in today. You know, we're going to have the moon who's opposing Mars, having that T-square with the sun. I mean, the moon's already had that square with the sun. By the time it moves into that sort of, it's a degree different though, you know. By the time the moon gets off that opposition, that square with the sun, it makes that direct opposition with Mars, and we are just getting slaughtered. And now I've got really strong ringing in my ear. And so this is a day of really strong big energy, big fiery energy, big cardinal energy. That's what I'm getting. Big cardinal energy. Big shift energy, big change energy, big like I gotta do something different energy, big purification vibes. And that yod is actually exact today as well. So that is really, 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 I think divine. Feel like we're in a lot of divine timing moments at the moment. We have the Lovers archetype coming out. I don't know why I even called that the Lovers archetype, because it's the Lovers card. But we are having to embrace, I think, this balance between our lover and our fighter. You know, we have this Nine of Wands coming up with this Ace of Swords. I think that there's a lot of awareness that we have the opportunity to sort of bring in for ourselves today. A lot of spiritual awareness, psychic awareness. I think we're needing to understand where our passions need to have, you know, that's why with Mars and Cancer, we have to understand where we can't just like charge at like a bull at a gate at something never-endingly and never stop. Mars and Cancer has us needing to realize where you can't always be over pressuring yourself to always do. Make, have things happen. You know, it's always this push energy. So Mars in Cancer, the reason it doesn't like being in Cancer is because Cancer really doesn't sort of want to push. Yes, it's cardinal energy, but it's a water sign. It's water cardinal. So it's more of an intuitive, I'm ready to start this process, you know? So we have the Eight of Pentacles coming out. This is a day of feeling like the work is really feeling like maybe it's too much. Maybe we're having issues in the workplace as well. That could be where I think a lot of us are having these really strong issues. We're having issues with our careers. We're having issues with work. We have the Magician at the bottom of the deck. So we're having to tell a different story. We're having to tell a new story. I think that's what this is. It's about a passionate new story and something that has, you know, we've been feeling this guiding, this little voice, I think, inside guiding us along this path for a long time. And I'm getting like, you know, I feel as though ever since Pluto, Jupiter and Saturn made their first connection in, I think it was Capricorn, or was it Aquarius? Now I'm forgetting. So ever since Jupiter and Saturn made their conjunction in Aquarius back in 2020, you know, we've been having to deal with these spiritual lessons, these really strong spiritual lessons, and we've felt this voice guiding us this whole way, this whole path, but it's been tiring, it's been lonely, it's been painful, it's been tough. You know, we've had to work, a lot of us have had to do a lot of work on our own, you know. We've had to make sacrifices, and I feel as though today, this is a day of realizing the sacrifices that we've made. Especially, I think the day really eases off as it gets along, but the morning sparks off with a bang, you know. And if you're my beautiful Northern Hemisphere friends, then this is going to be your Thursday evening. So it's about not getting too caught up in the intensity this morning or this evening, you know. It's about not getting lost in how strong I think this cardinal cross might present itself. It's going to look different in everybody's life, but I feel like for all of us, it has something to do with, you know, it's these 4 points. You know, we've talked about it a lot. We've got Mars in Cancer. Mars in Cancer is about the home. It's about, you know, the way we're nourishing ourselves. It's about our emotions. It's about where we feel safe. It's about where we feel connected. It's about where we feel nourished and nurtured. The sun being in Libra, it's about our relationships, it's about our connections, it's about the people that we care about, the closest people to us, you know, the one-on-one people, the physical conversations that we're having, the balance that we have in life, you know. Then we have Aries, which is the self. It's about literally you. How are you showing up to yourself? How do you feel about yourself? How do you see yourself? How do other people see you with that Libra? And then we have Capricorn, which is about reaching the highest point of the mountain. It's about achieving success. It's about getting to where you want to go. It's about achieving a goal. It really is about getting to where it is that you want to go. It's about literally climbing a difficult path to get to somewhere that you look at or have dreamed about actually getting to. And so having a cardinal cross with all these planets and all these parts of the chart, this is massive because it's got us having to face all of these parts of our reality. It's got us facing ourselves. We've got to look in the mirror. We got to see where we're not valuing ourselves, where we're not taking enough care of ourselves, where we haven't been emotionally taking enough care of ourselves, where we haven't physically, where we haven't been taking enough care of ourselves in the workplace. Maybe we've been putting up with shitty bosses. Maybe we've been putting up with shitty co-workers, shitty friends, shitty family members. You know, where have we been putting up with absolute shit? This is us having to do the spiritual work and to manifest a new story out of that by seeing true, clear, by seeing reality for what it is. Jupiter is now in retrograde. So we have to understand that we got to look at reality for what it is. This isn't about painting, you know, I'm seeing like literally painting like a rainbow on shit. You can't turn shit into anything other than shit. It is just shit. You might be able to paint it and make it sort of look pretty from a distance, but once you get up close, you're going to see that it's shit. It smells like shit. It tastes like shit. It feels like shit. It looks like shit. Everything about it is shit. So, you know, we have to face what is shit. And so that's what this final moment, that's what these final moments before, by the time we get to 11:30 tonight, 10:30 tonight, we have the moon who starts to make that conjunction with Pluto while Mother effing Pluto goes direct. Boom, baby. And the moon is in a trine with Uranus as it happens. While it's also in a Mother effing sextile with Neptune. So the moon is touching all three outer planets by the end of tonight, by the end of today. At the same time as having a square with Mercury. So the intensity that we are experiencing today cannot be emphasized, I think. We have the Ace of Pentacles underneath that Magician. Understanding that Spirit has our back. Spirit has something to give us. This is a gift. These breakdowns and are breakthroughs. They are gifts. They are opportunities. I feel as though today is one of the most beautiful, this whole week is one of the most beautiful opportunities that we've ever had. And we're like, this is what I want to emphasize as well. We have Pluto who's moving back into Aquarius. Let me just check the exact date. On Wednesday, the 20th of November, 2024. So we literally have from now until the 20th of November before we never, ever will feel Pluto back in Capricorn in an earth sign again in our lives. There is a good chance that the majority, we've lost focus. So that's the thing, we can't lose focus because things are going to be feeling really, really foggy. And I think this moon connection that we're having between these beautiful outer planets, and also, you know, Pluto's having this connection with the outer planets as well. But having the moon there at the same time as Pluto makes this shift in his own energy, means that we have to continue. We have to keep doing this. We have to keep putting our finger on the throttle, our finger on the trigger, our foot on the throttle. We have to keep grinding it out, and we have to keep making things real, and we have to keep doing this thing because there is all this subconscious outer planet support. There is all this spiritual support. I'm feeling like angel guides, like we have got so much support around us that is yearning. Weird. I'm sorry, but you guys just saw me fucking pull that. Legit. We have got so much angelic guidance around us while we move through this portal that we're in. That's what this Magician is. It's a portal. And that's this Ace of Pentacles. We're in a spiritual portal at the moment. Today is 100% this weekend, this shift. Like I'm saying, we have from now until November to finish up all of this. You know, bury your seeds. This is literally planting your seeds, because once Pluto moves into Aquarius, we're dealing with 20 years of Pluto in an air sign. 20 years of feeling ungrounded after us essentially spending the last 15, 16 years of our lives obsessed with building some sort of recognition and success in reality, and then all of a sudden we move into Pluto and Aquarius and all of that starts to change and everything starts to look different and everything starts to feel different and nothing looks the way it did. This is about you building and planting your seeds for what it is that you care about and you value and you are truly committed to now. these are the times, these are the moments. The angel card says, helping those in need with no expectation of return. The shadow attributes is acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. So this is that time, this is the moment where I think Pluto Capricorn is here to say, I will not deal with the toxic, false, fake bullshit anymore. And that's what Pluto moving into Aquarius is going to do. He's going to unravel all of this trend. I'm just trending. I'm not really myself, you know. Chiron Aries, I'm wearing a mask because I don't want to show my true face, because I don't feel comfortable with my true face. You know, this is taking that mask off, needing to be seen. Now my nose is getting really itchy too, so that's a proper message. But loving yourself enough to actually give and to share, and loving life enough to be there for people and to love people, you know, helping those in need with no expectation of return. So this is about helping yourself first so that you can start to give with no need for recognition, you know. And that's what I think this Venus and Scorpio connection with the moon is, you know, while we have, and I'm sorry that I'm sort of jumping between charts at the moment, and it's just, this is the way I sort of roll. But this Venus in Scorpio, who's at 21 degrees, early in the morning she reaches 22 degrees by the time we have this Pluto shift. Oh my God, brain's getting fried. But you know, she's really trying to amplify this beautiful moment, I think, that we have in the midst of this huge, like, holy crap reckoning that we're in the middle of at the moment. And this reckoning is this wake-up call that says, you know, we need to love ourselves like we've never mother effing loved ourselves before. We need to care about other people like we've never cared about other people before. We need to, you know, have this sense of value, worth, and understanding and emotional reciprocity. You know, the moon's in an opposition with Cancer while Venus makes that or the moon makes that really beautiful sextile with Venus. So we have to understand that our inner emotional needs, the way we feel, I'm even hearing our inner children, our inner child, the way we grew up, what we needed as children, that shit still matters. It all still matters. And I feel as though this is that time to understand that all of these little things matter. All of these parts of our lives matter. And a grand cross is rare. These things don't happen often. And so us sort of having a bit of, and it's not an exact grand cross, but it's a very bloody close one. And so us having this experience shows us where we're in a rare portal of time. We're in a rare opportunity. The moon is going to conjunct with Pluto right after he turns retrograde at right after he turns direct at 10:30 p.m. So we have the seeker archetype coming out. Light attribute, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. Shadow attribute is an inability to commit to a path once found. So this is us sticking. We're having to get to a point where we stick this out. Pluto's at the end of Capricorn. Stick to a path from this point. You have spent since 2008 now at this point building a path, building an opportunity, building an idea, building a potential for reality that may not have manifested yet. You know, the Ace of Pentacles and the Magician's here. It may not be here yet, but you have well and truly established that you need to start climbing this mountain. We have the athlete underneath this card, the hero. Seek a hero and the athlete. So seek your own liberation. Seek your own empowerment. Seek a life that makes you feel proud. Athletes are proud, you know, they're people who put in the work and they're proud of the work that they've put in. This is about climbing the mountain and going on the journey. So we have to commit to this journey. You've committed. Don't be starting to jump off the bandwagon now, you know. We have this opportunity while we have that Grand Cross in the morning. We have Venus in that exact yacht. Once she moves off 21 degrees, we lose that yacht. It's gone. So we have this moment, and this morning in particular is very auspicious, and it might feel really emotionally overwhelming. It might feel really painful, you know, my northern hemispheres. We might be having a really tough Thursday evening. We might be having a really tough night. But this is about understanding with that sextile to Venus, it's about understanding we matter. You know, that yod, what that Venus is in at the moment. Your values matter. What you want matters. Your deepest desires matter. Your inner child matters. We have the child orphan out here. Independence based on learning to go it alone and conquering a fear of surviving. A lot of us have been we've been afraid of our own potential because we're afraid of what the responsibility that our potential actually being fulfilled entails. We're afraid to be the leader. We're afraid to be the person who puts themselves out there. Chiron's in Aries. We're afraid to say, hey, it's me, I'm the one. You know, we're afraid to be looked at on the pedestal. We're afraid to be looked at, and you know, there's a lot of fear that we're experiencing at the moment. And this is our last moment. With the end, this is it. You know, Pluto is direct. By the end of tonight, Pluto's direct. When you wake up tomorrow, Pluto's direct. You woke up today with Pluto retrograde for the last time in your life in Capricorn, and you're going to bed tonight with Pluto direct in Capricorn for the last time in your life until we get to, let me check it again, I always forget, Wednesday, November 20th. So we have until, you know, that's not long, we have just over a month. Just over a month to really get your affairs in order, get your shit together, get your stuff cleaned up. You know, this is about Capricorn work. It's about understanding and knowing the work that you need to physically put in for the next month in order to start really getting you to where you need to be for when Pluto enters back into Aquarius and we start to see all these weird, crazy sort of things going off again. So, you know, we're in the portal of change. We're not used to, I think, having so much come at us at once. And so be fucking patient with yourself. Be precious with yourself is a word that I'm hearing, because we are all really, and this grand cross goes to show it. Humanity is pressurized right now. Humanity is feeling like we are cooking underneath the pressure. We are struggling. We are, you know, we're having a hard time. I'm seeing gremlins, you know, I'm seeing like all of us, what's his name? Why do we want to call him Quasimodo? Gizmo. I'm seeing like all us gizmos, we're tired. You know, we've been watching all these gremlins running around and ruling the show, and us gizmos are tired. So we have to understand that at the end of the day, all of the gremlins do get effed up. You know, they lose and Gizmo and the good guys win. But we have, you know, we're in the thick of it. In the middle of that Gremlins movie, that's literally the analogy I'm getting. I'm getting it, the analogy is Gremlins, and we just need to hold out that we are Gizmo, you know. And in the end of the day, we realize that we need to be careful with our power. We need to be careful with how we act, how we are taking care of ourselves, how we're taking care of the people we love. You know, we have to understand caution. That's kind of what this movie's about. That movie's about, you know. It's like, well, you didn't take care of the pet properly, you didn't do what you were told, you didn't follow the rules, Capricorn, and so essentially things didn't work out. And so we have to follow these Pluto Capricorn rules at the end of Pluto Capricorn, which says, put in the work and you will get to the top of the mountain. You know, the hero is about climbing to the top of that mountain. It says, passion for a journey of personal empowerment. Shadow attribute is escapism and a false sense of heroism. So this is about no longer escaping, no longer running from the duties that are calling you, no longer running from what it is that you know that you need to do, the life you're meant to live, who you're meant to be. The athlete says dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. And that's something I'm going to mention as well, physical stuff, because we do have Aries and we have this cardinal square. For me, because, you know, the cardinals rule the four fundamental houses in astrology, which is the first house of the self, the fourth house of roots, family, home, the seventh house of relationships and, you know, other people, love, and then the 10th house of career and achievement and what we do in the world and our work, you know, sort of thing, what we actually sort of make happen and the legacy we leave. And so these are like the four fundamental, most important sort of aspects in astrology. And so we have to understand where we are in this huge moment and this huge time of awakening and this huge portal of change. There's going to be a lot of people that struggle spiritually, that struggle physically. That's the thing too, physically, what I was going to say, the body. So a lot of us are having to see where health is wealth, and now my nose is getting itchy as well. So health is wealth, working in your health, the Magician, Ace of Pentacles, gardening. You know, I think planting food, growing food, getting connected again with food, you know, Cancer Capricorn, self-nourishment, earth and water. What grows things but earth and water? And obviously minerals and things like that as well. But, you know, primarily you need dirt and you need water. So we need to understand what we need fundamentally comes from these 4 cardinal points. That comes from we need a physical body in order to exist on this earth. We need to have a sense of self-concept and identity in order to be able to connect with other people. We need to have other people, Libra, in order to be able to understand our identity, because it's a reflection. The way I'm looking at it is like, you can be whoever the hell you want to be, but if there's no one around to actually witness you as that, are you really that? Or are you just whatever? Like, I don't really know. That's a question, like one of those, like, is it the chicken or the egg question? I don't really know. But that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And so when it comes to Capricorn, we're needing to understand where what we do, our work in the world matters. We have a purpose that we feel like we need to and want to fulfill. Maybe that purpose is Cancer. Maybe it's the home. Maybe it's tending to children. Maybe it's being the best parent that you possibly can. But a time in life comes where the children do grow up. So your purpose can't be only that. So you know what I mean? So there is a level of external purpose and external validation that gives us this level of drive. And so Cancer is that inner nourishment, our internal world. That's why it's the bottom of the chart. It's the part of the chart where we can't see. Everyone can see our Capricorn area. Everyone can see what's going on in that 10th house. Everyone can see what's going on in Cap. You know, there's all this like this glitz and sort of glam to it, you know, whereas the 4th house, it's quiet, it's silent, it's the shell of the crab, you know what I mean? It's not all this glitz and glam. It's really, it can almost sort of be intimidating, you know? It's this whole emotional realm and this whole emotional world that nobody else understands and nobody else really knows besides the people closest to you, i.e. family. And so we're really moving through this portal of understanding what all these different areas of our life actually mean to ourselves personally. With that Venus Yod, we're understanding that God is asking us to work out our values right now, to work out what matters to us, to not get lost in an idea or jealousy or, you know, looking at other people with all this Libra, you know, looking at other people's lives and wishing that you had their life, looking at them and thinking that they have it better when you don't even know what it is that they're going through. You know, everybody's going through something that we don't know, that we don't understand. And so I feel like it's time to grow through what you're going through right now. And I feel as though this is a day, and I love it. I really do love it, because I feel as though this is monumental today, and just this time that we're in, to really use this ending of Pluto Capricorn to finalize what it is that you're going to build, what it is that you're here to achieve, your purpose. What are you really here to physically root and ground? You know, because Aquarius is the culmination of what we build in Capricorn. You know, Aquarius is wish fulfillment, but you don't get that wish fulfillment without climbing the ladder, without doing the work in Capricorn, you know? So we have to put in that work. We have to do what it is that we need to do. The athlete, we need to do the work we need to do. We need to put in the time, the effort, the training in order to get to where we want to go, in order to build the thing, in order to receive it, in order to have it. But it is going to come, you know? It's not about it happening overnight. It's not about working it all out in an instant. It's about the story. Look, I didn't even notice this was out here. From the energy of this transit, this entire Pluto Capricorn transit. So my loves, my camera just ran out of battery, and it's well and truly time to settle this in. Once again, massive long reading, but we're in a huge day. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that it's kind of giving you some tools for understanding how to sort of navigate the ending to this Pluto Capricorn transit, because look, we are just really in the thick of it, and all I can do as an astrologer is try to give as much love to everybody that comes across my content as possible, in understanding that we are not in an easy time. So take it easy on yourself, because self-love is going to get you everywhere at the moment. That Chiron and Aries is really about us all having to deal with these inner wounds that we have around ourselves. And so that is my gift to you, my love. So if you enjoyed this, please do give this video a thumbs up, because it really does help my channel. It really helps to spread these videos to other astro lovers like me and yourself. If you would like to book a personal tarot or astrology reading with me, you can do that down below through my link tree. Make sure you check out your channeled songs. Make sure you're all caught up with the new and the full moon eclipse readings. I'd like to thank your angels, your ancestors, your higher self, your spirit guides, all the beautiful benevolent beings that are surrounding you and I in all moments, for allowing me to receive and to deliver this message for you guys. I love you so much. If you feel like sharing down in the comments any feedback, any thoughts, any suggestions for future videos, any content you'd like to see, anything at all, my loves. Let me know. I love hearing from you guys. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.